Thank you to the media and the attendees for tonight, for the candidates for putting this together. Thank you. It was an inspiring moment for us all. I also want to thank my family who has shared me with Massena for the past 8 years. My mission to work hard for my hometown to make it a better place is one that they've supported, leaving me to go to numerous meetings. I'd also like to thank the amazing employees who make our village run, and I'd especially like to thank the people of Massena who have allowed me the privilege of serving them for the past 8 years. They say nothing is as constant as change, and we've seen a lot of change in our community over the past 8 years. For me personally, my teenagers have grown. I have a son in college, and I have a daughter who's now a teacher. My parents' health has thrown some serious curveballs, and there is little doubt that Massena is a different place. Being a board member isn't easy. It's much more than monthly board meetings, yes or no answers, or just having an idea. My experience in economic development, marketing, and management consulting has lent itself well to my service on the board and the committees on which I serve. My willingness to respect differing points of view and my dedication to doing the work that converts ideas into action are probably the characteristics that I'm most proud of. There are little victories all the time, improvements that may not be headline worthy, but help to improve our hometown for years to come. We've come a long way in our code enforcement. We've done a little bit towards the nuisance and blight issues, economic development through the BDC's efforts. We've even had some cost-cutting measures. But we have to keep working to make Massena a better place for tomorrow. If you should choose to cast your vote for me as trustee on Tuesday, I hope that you know that you can count on me to be the person that will continue to work very hard for you. Thank you very much.
Matt Lebire, back there.
Much larger group when you get up here. Hope you don't mind if I stand. And I apologize, no prepared statement. It appears we have yet another communication glitch that we'll have to work on somewhere along the line. Matt Lebire, many of you might know me, many of you might not. I'm a relatively new voice. I started regularly attending these meetings way back when the budget first started. Was very concerned. To be blunt, initially it was cost. I saw my taxes going up yet again. I'm not only a homeowner, but I also have a place that I rent out, and struggling, how am I going to balance it? How am I going to not pass it off to my tenant? How could she balance it? So I came to the meeting and have great respect for everyone here. Public service is often a thankless job, and they should be commended for wanting to run. That being said, I really was not happy with what I saw. I saw a lot of pettiness, a lot of bickering, and I don't know if it was even a conscious decision. Sometimes I think these things just come out, and the ball was getting dropped, and the larger issues were not being focused on. So that's when I started coming back. Every meeting, I sat there. And, again, I respect the village board and the mayor for what they're doing, but I couldn't help but think to myself, we need new voices. We need fresh leadership. We need the voice of a younger generation as well. I like to still call myself younger, but people keep telling me that I don't have much longer that I can pull that off. But, I graduated from SUNY Potsdam, bachelor's degree in economics, and then I went on to Clarkson and obtained my master's in business administration. I left the area, like many people. I went to New Jersey, had a very good job, very lucrative job. Chose to come back here, in part because I had a mother who was alive at the time and was ailing, and in part because I missed this community. This is a great community. Chief Courier is right, we need to be more positive. We need to point out what is great about this town and village. I want to help make the village even better. I want to be part of a team that will put the pettiness aside, will look at the alternatives and not just focus on the one or two small petty issues that we're facing. Put them aside. Get the economy going. Get the morale up. Get the streets clean. we can and we will make Massena a better place. And on Tuesday, I hope you'll give me that chance.
Thank you. I must have the same communications director as Mr. Lebire because I was told you were not going to be allowed to speak, so I also have no prepared remarks. Unfortunately, not all of the trustee candidates could be here this evening, therefore we were not allowed to participate in this debate. I think that's indeed unfortunate. I think we need to have that dialogue. There's been a lot of talk about the mayor's race, that's kind of the hot button issue, but let's talk mathematics. The mayor on the village board is 1 vote. There's 5 people. It takes 3 to pass anything. In fact, according to the rules of procedure of the village of Massena, the mayor only votes in the case of a tie. The mayor has some opportunity to set the agenda, but basically he does not make those decisions. 3 people of the 5, at least 3 people, make those decisions. So I think it's very important that you know where all of the trustee candidates stand on all of these same issues that were discussed this evening. I've been to door to door. I've talked to many of you. I handed out a brochure. One of the reasons I got involved is because the inconsistencies that go on. For example, this evening the mayor told my wife it was inappropriate for her to hand out the brochure because this wasn't for campaigning, and then in his closing remarks endorsed 2 candidates. I consider that to be maybe a bit of a contradiction. And I think that's where we differ on approach. Again, I think that this community has a wealth of people. The 5 members of the village board, the 5 members of the town board, they can't do it alone. But we have retirees, we have working people, we have teachers, we have engineers, we have architects, we have masons, electricians, all these people with a wealth of knowledge who we should encourage to come and participate. There's someone sitting in a corner somewhere that may have a solution to some of the problems we face, or at least a good handle on it. Why don't we encourage those people? What a great showing tonight. Why not at least once a year have a town hall style meeting like they do in Vermont and New Hampshire? Have all you people come and you get to ask questions. You get to have the microphone for a change. No disrespect to these folks, but I prefer a debate where the public asks the questions. And what I'm offering this evening, I will stay after the formal program. I will answer any question on any issue from anyone. If you're not comfortable with that, I handed out a brochure. It has some ideas that I'm promoting. It also has my phone number. If you're more comfortable talking to me one-on-one, please pick up the phone. We've only got a couple days left. We're kind of in the 11th hour here. But call me up. Let's talk about it. Find out where I stand. Because if I'm elected, or whoever's elected, their vote is as important, if not more important, than the mayor's, because the mayor only votes in the case of the tie, as I said. So please, do the research. Find out where the trustees stand, because they are really going to be the policymakers here. So I think it's very important. I think we need to elect people who, as Chief Courier said, can have a dialogue. We're not always going to agree. How often do you agree in your own home, right? I have a wife. But at the end of the day, right, you know where you stand. You still love each other, right? And I think that's the important part. To be able to have that dialogue, to be able to disagree, but at the end of the day know that we still all respect each other, and we are still all part of this community, and we still all have to live here. Thank you very much.
My name is Courtney. Tim Ahlfeld could not be here this evening. He did have a work obligation, and so I do want to say something on his behalf, because it is truly not, of course, fair to him that the 3 other people had the opportunity to say something and he did not. So Tim has been on the board for several years, as most of you know that. He is an incumbent. He does work very hard. He has a lot of passion for Massena. He has been also working, going door to door, and answering questions. You can call him anytime to ask him any sorts of questions between now and Tuesday. I would encourage you to keep him on your board. He's a true Massena person. He wants to keep the pride here, absolutely, and wants to work with the people. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Chris.